My question to you, how should founders go and get people to give them feedback in the first place? A lot of founders are kind of scared. They don't know who to talk to, different things like that. How do they go reach that potential user audience, and the how do they engage the feedback loop and get the right
Mhm.
people in there, build that initial audience to test?
I think it depends on B2C versus B2B case. Like, for
Okay.
example, I was more in B2C in the beginning and then moved to B2B. And in B2C, like one of my projects was it was a movie app. Uh, it was the most popular movie app in Norway. So it was competing with IMDb and etc. And the way we were testing it is that we were just so obsessed about the whole problem we're solving. While the problem was not that big, like, but you have to be over obsessed about the problem because like there are very few big problems in the world. It's not enough for everyone. And most people are going to solve a problem which is not that big that people just get crazy about it. But you have to be, as a founder, you have to be crazy about it. And when you're crazy about it, usually people just get curious. Why are you so crazy about it? What have you built there? Show me. I want to see. So that's how I got feedback, and the whole loop started for the B2C app I had. I was just talking about that everywhere, on a party, on a birthday. People would often say, do not invite him. He's going to talk about his app. But at the same time, a lot of people have started trying it. And then, whenever people try your app after seeing you being crazy about it, they actually, end up by giving you good feedback and becoming somebody who is almost like paid to keep trying all your new versions. I don't know why, because I think they feel like certain connection because you were so crazy about it. And sometimes I see founders who are like not crazy enough about what they do because they're a bit shy. They think it looks maybe stupid. They think that if this whole thing fails, everybody will think that I've been, cheering crazy about something what didn't work. But I don't think anybody going to remember anything. Like, most people are going to just forget whatever you've done if that thing failed. So I would just encourage people to, be over crazy, over hyped about the thing you do, and then people are going to be curious and give you feedback. In B2B world, it's totally different. In B2B world, what I did is that because I knew that I will enter, for example, with Mars or before Mars, I had this cinema B2B software startup. And we just went to the places where the buyers are, right? And we were just trying to be interesting for them, look like experts in something. Because in business, we have to remember that everybody who is on the buyer side is interested in saving money. Because in the B2C world, usually things are even free. Like, the money is not that important. It's more about time. For the consumer, you have to save time. For the business, you have to save money, but often money is time as well. And then we were just trying to be so specifically, expert in certain areas that some people felt like they have to, be closer to us because we will help them in the competitive world against the other cinemas. So, and many of them didn't even know exactly what we did. So there it's kind of the opposite. You should not talk a lot about your product. You should talk a lot about your mission almost personally. You want to do that to the world, right? And then they will get curious about what do you do about that, and then you explain what exactly you do about that. Because if you start with a product, you're just in a big banner blind thing. They just another guy selling you something.
Exactly. This is where we can take some advice from Steve Jobs, just observing him in the B2C aspect. One thing I've always noticed about him is he thought his stuff was the coolest. Like, he was always
Mhm.
so excited about his own product. That was his whole Apple talks. And he just thought his stuff was so cool and it was so novel to him. It was infectious. So you're saying be infectious, talk about the problem you want to solve, be passionate about it, generate that attention, and really you're kind of showing off your obsession with the problem, which is part of your domain expertise. Now with B2B, the domain expertise comes out in thought leadership and saying something and talking about your expertise, and them going and them saying, I always say line it up. You say saving money. I always say line it up with their strategic objectives, which typically is money, like being a for-profit organization. So that's how you get their attention, which is great.